10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nine minutes after the hour, we can see the second part of the week from here because it's Wednesday. Say hello to summer-like temperatures across much of the South today. And we'll take a live look at Atlanta just to kind of talk about it this morning. We're going to get to 87 degrees today. That's within a quick sniff of 90 degrees by this afternoon. 16 degrees above the average mark. You're looking at your 3-day right now. So we've got the next 2 days at this 87-degree mark. It's a little early as we talk about being into April. But if you're looking for a little breakfast, we say the Nutella donut across from, let's see, it's Sublime.
Oh my God.
Donuts.
Yes.
Have you been there, Georgia
No,
Tech?
but everybody says it's so good.
Yeah, Tammy's
And there
even
was Tammy, the Sublime
I'm telling you,
donut.
it is. Anytime someone
Motto
makes
over
fresh
there.
donuts, that's worth stopping for. Just pull over anytime you see fresh. I'm not so big on the donuts that have been sitting there for a couple of days.
No.
But if they're fresh ones,
a
it's
couple
fantastic.
days, couple hours, get out the door.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Hey, let's say hi to everybody this morning. And then also into the southeast, these temperatures are worth talking about. These are some brutal hot temperatures for this time of year.
Yeah, you know, really warm numbers out there. And we're talking, we could see in some of these locations 90-degree weather. And the people in Boston are saying, what?
Yeah,
There's
'cause they're
such thing
a
as
little cold.
90-degree weather out there?
Chilly.
Yes, it is, Boston. You need a vacation for areas, like Tampa as well as Atlanta if you want to see some of those warmer numbers out there. We're going to start it off right now showing you the potential for record numbers out there for Atlanta, Montgomery, as well as Charlotte. Look at those numbers. The records are 88, 88, and we're forecasting numbers in the upper 80s for today. So we're talking a 2-day period where we can see these numbers actually just smashing the record books. As we go through tomorrow, we have all that warm air coming through, and what we're going to be looking at are actually our dew points starting to climb as well. So it's going to feel kind of hot out as well. High temperatures running 10 to 20 degrees above average. Yes, some 90s out there possible for areas including parts of Florida as well as into southern parts of Georgia. Now, right along Interstate I-85, that's where we're going to see those numbers really kind of peaking. 87 for Atlanta. You can see 88 for Montgomery, and then Charlotte, Nashville, 88 for you. I know you were pretty cold last week. And then tomorrow, we're still looking at numbers above average, but when you start to see this heat building as we get into Friday, that's going to set up make the setup for severe weather to start up as we head to Friday. As we look ahead through tomorrow, you're forecasting high of 87 degrees for Atlanta and the same for areas like Montgomery as well as down towards Knoxville. Some of these records go back to 2011, but some of those go even farther back. I want to take you and talk more about the Masters because we all know that's going to be starting teeing off in Augusta, and we look ahead through Friday. That's when we're going to start to see the rain around, but it looks like we're going to see it through the afternoon. If you're wondering, those temperatures, do they seem hot? They actually had the last hot temperature of 92 degrees. That was back in 1967. So this isn't unusual, but certainly this isn't something that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's for the gallery. It's for those people who are standing out there for hours and hours. And on a lot of these courses, and I think the Masters too, you can't bring a lot with you.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to hydrate.
You have to limit everything you bring in.
You're going to need to hydrate because this is going to be hot out there. And it's through all of the South. We're just using the Masters to give you an example. Tough go on some of America's roads this morning. Have you opened the door yet and you can't see the skyline or the end of your driveway? There's a lot of folks who are telling us this morning this is what it looks like to them. A live look at Columbus, Ohio. Some patchy dense fog this morning. At times, our visibilities there are under a quarter of a mile, and there are already some school delays as a result. As I said, in Ohio, 14 school districts are delays. Just an example, Miami Trace schools will start about 2 hours later than normal just due to the foggy conditions. Florida Panhandle this morning, we've got a heaping heavy dose of fog. Take a look at Destin along the Gulf Coast, a gorgeous community. Difficult to see it though with the dense fog advisory in place until 9 o'clock this morning. Here's along the Gulf Coast, the areas that are looking at that fog. So Lake Charles, Louisiana, we're talking about New Orleans. You've got some fog this morning. Pensacola on into, it looks like it's getting right there in Apalachicola is still involved in some of that fog. John Hill, let's go into Columbus, Ohio, because John with WTVN, we've seen some fog pictures. I also saw your all sky shots out there, and that fog is pretty heavy in that area. Let's talk about it.
It has been very heavy, especially along the outer belt on the outside of Columbus. Now, the closer you get to downtown, it does ease up a little bit, but that trip in 70 from the west side, West Jefferson into Grandview into the Hilltop, still very foggy. 161 off of New Albany has been very thick. 71 north of 270 up towards Delaware has also been very foggy as well. So we're kind of keeping an eye on it outside of downtown Columbus. Again, thankfully, the closer you get, it does ease up. That heat island downtown certainly keeps that at bay.
Hey, John, and what are some of the, your visibilities are to what about where now here? Is it less than a quarter mile with people? Because what I'm seeing, it looks difficult to see very far along the road.
You're about right. It's been about a quarter mile. That's what we've been hearing from some of the other reporters around town. So, again, as you're making your way around, a good idea just to give that extra safe stopping distance. But you're right, it's about a quarter mile, maybe a little less in some spots.
All right, and that is just for Columbus in particular. WTVN's John Hill. Thank you, John, for giving us a look at what's going on in the area and some of those conditions for folks who are hitting the road this morning. It's not just Ohio. It's pretty widespread in the fog this morning. One of the first things, Anna Rittis, that I saw on social.
Yeah, a lot of people in West Virginia, Illinois, Pensacola, you're talking to us this morning and you're telling us it's foggy out there, but we're also tracking those images of severe weather overnight and into this morning. Take a look at this picture from Kentucky.
Whoa.
Crazy.
That's exactly what you don't want to see, is it by a ball field.
No.
But what you like about this picture is there's no one out there on that field.
You're going to love the next picture. This was tweeted out by Jen this morning. Incredible. Can you believe that's hail? That's hail. That's not snow.
That does not, and you're driving through that wet hail in the parking lot. Is that all collected in that area?
Keep sending us those pictures. Hashtag MyWeather at AMHQ. We'll see you right after your local on the 8s.
I bring the gift of the Name Your Price tool to help you find a price that fits your budget. Take it all! Uh-oh. The Name Your Price tool.
She's not to be trusted.
Kill her. It'll save you money. The Name Your Price tool isn't witchcraft. And I didn't turn your daughter into a rooster. She just looks like that.
Burn the witch!
The Name Your Price tool, a dangerously progressive idea.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family. Ow!
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu Super Strength Cream.
I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years. I love it. Blue Emu, made with real emu oil. It gets down deep to soothe my muscles and joints.
And it's odor-free, non-greasy, and sure gives me fast-acting comfort.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Nice catch. Blue Emu. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
A little makeup can make a big difference.
A big difference in how you look and how you feel.
And a big difference in the lives of people living and working with cancer.
When you shop QVC and CEW Present Beauty with Benefits, 80% of your purchase price will help cancer and careers.
A program that supports people with cancer who can and want to work.
Together, we can make beautiful things happen.
It's time to elevate your expectations of what luxury waterfront living can be. Water Club North Palm Beach. In the heart of everything you love about the Palm Beaches. Unmatched views in every direction. Unrivaled amenities. Private club living on the water's edge. Water Club North Palm Beach. Presented by Coulter. Visit our sales gallery just south of PGA Boulevard on US 1.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night, even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 84. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The hour, we've had some very strong storms in Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. You're in play right now with a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go right to Dr. Greg Postel.
Sam, some big storms are now flaring up across parts of eastern Kansas. They're moving into western Missouri. They're going to continue to move across Missouri. So if you think you're going to wait till late this afternoon for severe weather, think again, because it's happening now. And some big storms with large hail, high winds, and perhaps a possibility of a tornado will be moving across the region. Let me show you the area that I'm most concerned about. You see these storms right here, just to the north of Kansas City and Missouri. Each one of these thunderstorms is severe, and I'll talk more about those at the bottom of the hour. But I just want to say right now, they're moving into a very unstable air mass, and they're going to continue to roll across the region and maybe even get in the St. Louis area by, for example, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So this is early stuff, guys. Later on today, we've got more of a threat, too, because the flow of instability continues out of the Gulf of Mexico in terms of warmth and moisture like that. The initiation later on this afternoon will likely be in the vicinity of what's called a dry line. This is an area separating that very moist air out in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas from the much drier air. There'll be enough convergence right along that dry line to start the thunderstorms, I think, later on this afternoon in that zone, and those too will be likely severe, with I think all modes of severe weather in play, including the possibility of tornadoes. But again, it's not just tornadoes and hail and winds. There's also lightning and very heavy rain across this region, so be careful. Let me time it out as we go through from about 3:30 this afternoon. The area that I'm talking about is out in here. This will be the dry line initiation stuff that will begin to develop there, moving through and near Oklahoma City, we think, across parts of northern Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas, perhaps just north of Springfield. Notice the time, 7 o'clock. So the air mass out ahead of these storms will be very unstable. So they'll be big, strong, and likely severe, moving northeastward across the region. In that very same region today, we've got torcons of 5, which means there's a 50% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point, and that area extends all the way across the Midwest, with torcons in 3s and 4s are widespread. So you know what? If you thought today was enough, more is coming tomorrow. We've got torcons out for tomorrow. So this is a multi-day event that you need to be prepared for, with torcons of 5 tomorrow in Illinois, 4 farther to the north, even in southern Wisconsin. Sam and Jen, you'd think that Wisconsin, that's been so cold in the Midwest this winter, severe weather would hold off, but it is now. Stay tuned and start preparing, because severe storms are out there. Sam, back
popping
to you.
up. So let's look into eastern Illinois right now, because the National Weather Service in Lincoln has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Vermilion County in east central Illinois. This is until 7:15 Central Daylight Time. The severe thunderstorm was located 6 miles north of Ogden and moving to the east at about 35 miles an hour. We've got another storm that was located 2 miles east of Champaign and currently moving at about 35. And just to let you know that we have severe thunderstorm warnings out now in Kansas, Missouri, and now Illinois. So Jen, let's time this out for folks this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, things are really starting to fire up, and as you said, we're going to see that happening later on this afternoon. And we want to show you this image coming to us out of Ballin, Missouri. This is in St. Louis, and let me tell you, I know this Manchester Road, but what is really drawing your eyes, of course, is all this hail. Look at this coming up to the tires, and some parts, they said they had 10 inches pile of hail out there.
And they're driving through that.
And then happen to notice this is actually a lawn service there, and he actually went out there and actually cleared it up with some of his lawn removing stuff, you know, Torcons. Let's talk more about that. Let me get back on the page here. As we show you for Torcon of Kansas City today, you're going to be at 5. We're talking areas including especially southeastern parts of Kansas as well as northeastern parts of Oklahoma, really looking at some high numbers there. St. Louis, Torcon of 4, and then Oklahoma City for 5. And you see the timing there for St. Louis. We're looking at 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. That could come a little bit earlier on for Oklahoma City, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Kansas City, breaking down your forecast, showing you the threat for thunderstorms around all throughout the day. Of course, if you're heading out the door right now in Kansas City, you already know that there are storms on the radar, and of course we will be following that. But again, we're looking at these Torcon numbers potentially even going up for today. And it's not just about the tornadoes. We also want to point out hail. That could be once again a big threat out there, along with some of those strong winds. St. Louis, we're looking at the threat for thunderstorms for you throughout the day. It's going to be warm out there. Hit or miss storms that, of course, will be here to follow all this action on the radar. And right now, we'll send it back over to you.
Yeah, you saw all the lightning bolts coming from the clouds on your all-day forecast.
Yeah.
You should have seen them last night.
City. Yeah.
Should have seen them last night, Jen, because this is crazy. Watch this. It's quite a light show caused by severe weather last night. We're going to show you one of the best lightning strike videos we've seen, and certainly in the past 24 hours. All this lightning caught on camera. You won't believe just how many bolts one storm produced in just 15 minutes. Let's take a live look at our active radars right now, guys, and let's get into that Illinois area if we can. Ryan, I don't know if you've got it ready to go, but I'd sure love while we've got 13 seconds to show people where we're watching these storms right now. And certainly we're watching them all the way through a good part of Kansas, Missouri. I will tell you that right now. Look at that line that's south of St. Louis and most active.
Introducing new Country Time Lemonade Starter with real lemon juice. A fresh new way to make Country Time.
Remember the hassle of vacuuming? Before, the Dyson V6 Motorhead Cleaner gave you powerful suction and standout performance without the hassle of a cord.
Andrew. Rita. Sandy. Meet Chris. Jackie. Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
We're here today asking kids what their favorite vegetable is.
Kids?
Now we're going to give those same kids Bush's baked beans.
Bush's baked beans, the vegetable that kids love.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't.
With 2 pain fighters plus a booster, Excedrin ends headaches fast. In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes.
Oh, my headache's gone. Not gonna happen.
Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Today, you brighten the room. A gallon of paint? Check. Drop cloths? Check. Painter's tape? Check. Rollers and trays? Check. And check.
Wow, looks nice.
Caribbean blue.
You mean Caribbean? Caribbean.
Agreeing on a color? Done. With everything you need for a makeover at Walmart's low prices you can trust every day, what project will you take on?
Once we were dreamers, adventurers set out to discover new lands, new people, new ways. Once we were great explorers in search of hidden treasure, secret hideouts, magic lands. The treasure is still here and waiting to inspire a new generation of dreamers. Come uncover the riches and bounty of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
We have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 84. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes after the hour, and as we show you some of this storm video caught on camera from Berea, Kentucky yesterday, just do need to tell you, very active right now, eastern Illinois, western Indiana. Dr. Greg Postel is going to go over this. In that area of storms, we've got some pea-sized hail. We've got egg-shaped, egg-sized hail going on in Kansas right now. So you're looking at yesterday's Kentucky storms, but we have a lot to talk about in those storms today as well.
I think one of the lost hazards of all this severe weather is lightning.
Yeah.
I mean, lightning's a killer. We know that. And for me, as a storm chaser, I remember being more afraid of lightning almost than anything else. There's no predictability with that whatsoever.
Yeah, you can pull something out of the way of hail, but lightning, when as fast as it's moving, you can't. Also, winds. You had a wind measurement in Illinois.
Yeah, there's some severe storms we'll get to in a second. In eastern Illinois near Champaign Airport had a 52-mile-per-hour wind gust there. So that is enough to break some branches and maybe do some minor damage as well.
All right, so we're saying all this so that you can get out of the way of those storms if there's bad weather in your area right now. And Jen, the big picture includes that long line of thunderstorms to go all day long today.
Yeah, and we're going to see a lot of that firing back up again once again today with that outflow boundary coming across parts of Missouri. We're talking to you, St. Louis. Now, as we show you what's happening on the floor, if you look more closely to the west, there's our system that brought the welcome snow to parts of California. But the midsection, that's where we're seeing things fire up, as well as in the mid-Atlantic and in the northeast this morning, looking at some showers there. Nothing severe right now. But as we go throughout the day, we're going to continue to see things just firing up. We've got all this moisture in place. We're looking at another round of severe weather. And it looks like our greatest threat is going to be across areas like Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, as well as into Kentucky and Tennessee. And story number 2, well, you know what's going to be happening. We are going to be looking at a chance for more rain around to come across areas, including right up and down Interstate 95. But as we show you, we have this ridge of high pressure in place. Basically, we're looking at that easterly flow. You're going to be stuck in the clouds, and that means really just kind of crummy weather for you today. And it's also going to be cooler out there because we have that front in place. And then story number 3, temperatures across the southeast, they're going to be running 10 to 20 degrees above average. We could be looking at some of these locations actually checking in with their first 90-degree weather out there. And even for Atlanta, we're going to get close to 90. Typically, we don't see 90 degrees until the end of May. We're talking May 31st. So certainly the heat is going to be yielding, but this is also the lead up to the severe weather threat for us across parts of the southeast by Friday.
Yeah, we got all the juice we need to get these storms going, and they're already going this morning. Egg-sized hail, Dr. Greg, already this morning. That means we've got some powerful storms on the line.
Yeah, Sam, that's right. Big storms right now moving out of eastern Illinois into western Indiana. Let's get to them right now. This thunderstorm moved through Champaign with a wind gust of 52 miles per hour earlier. There it is, severe thunderstorm warning for Vermilion, Danville, Georgetown, and Newell. That's until 7:15 p.m. And we got a whole bunch of other severe thunderstorms out here with this little cluster. Again, approaching Terre Haute, this little cluster of thunderstorms near Clark, Coles, and Edgar counties until 7:30 a.m. Those counties are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Farther to the east, look at this guy. Closing in on Indianapolis for Montgomery Park and Putnam counties in Indiana. These storms are likely producing some hail at least up to quarter size. Watch out in Indianapolis. Those storms will be moving through within the next hour. Much farther to the west across parts of eastern Kansas and Missouri. We got a whole bunch of thunderstorms here. Earlier, some of the ones up north near St. Joe had warnings with them. Those have since been dropped. They've moved into some more stable air, but still a lot of lightning with this, maybe even some small hail. Also farther to the south, just south of KC, we got some storms. Earlier severe, not right now, but the southernmost storm right here moving into southern Missouri. This one has a warning on it and will likely sustain itself as it moves on off to the east across southern Missouri. Sam, back to you.
All right, getting you caught up on the storms that are going on this morning. Also the very dense pockets of fog. Let's just quickly show you a picture out of Richmond, Virginia. and let you know that there's a quarter-mile visibility. So we've already talked a lot about it in Ohio, all along the Gulf Coast. This is popping up in Richmond this morning. Now let's get your news headlines with Ana Ritis Rodriguez. Good morning, Ana.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. We begin in our nation's capital. President Obama warning climate change can be hazardous to your health.
We know that if there are more wildfires, a consequence of rising temperatures, that there are going to be more particulates in the air. We know that potentially it extends the allergy season.
The president announcing corporate pledges to help the U.S. healthcare system weather a warmer climate. One example, Microsoft developing a drone that will swoop up mosquitoes, then analyze their genes and pathogens. Electricity back on in the nation's capital this morning. A broken transmission line plunged the State Department into darkness for a time Tuesday. It was lights out at the White House too, but briefly. We first told you about this plane crash on AMHQ on Tuesday. Illinois State University mourning 2 athletic staffers killed in that crash. They were among 7 who died when the Cessna slammed into a field in heavy fog just short of the runway. The group returning from the NCAA championship game in Indianapolis. And UConn women celebrating their 3rd consecutive national basketball championship. The Huskies took down Notre Dame 63-53. This is UConn's 10th national title overall, all under the same head coach. They've actually never lost a championship game. AMHQ rolls on after your local on the.
What are you doing?
Athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot can be embarrassing. Lotrimin Ultra relieves the itching, burning, and cracking to cure athlete's foot and embarrassment too.
Ooh.
Get Ultra. Lotrimin Ultra.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
There was a time when the sea gave way to the sky, raising an amazing destination like no other. Atlantis. Book now and receive a $250 airfare credit, plus a free shallow water dolphin interaction. Hurry, offer ends soon. Visit AtlantisBahamas.com.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
We have been shattering records. Look at this, Sam.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 84. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh my god! It's freaking me out.
I don't think that's supposed to be happening.
Yeah, stunning
Yeah, it
images.
usually doesn't.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, stunning images rolling in from St. Louis. You see that lightning there? Well, this was a bolt of lightning caused by, get this, an explosion yesterday on the Eads Bridge that's right in St. Louis, right near the arch. Now, David Burge was capturing this video, and you heard him talking there, freaking him out. Absolutely, rightfully so. We do know lightning can potentially be deadly. It wasn't just a light show. St. Louis, they picked up 1.76 inches of rainfall.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the most impressive feature there. They also had in some parts 10 inches of hail out there, and we're talking golf ball size hail.
Measurable hail.
Yeah, measurable hail. And then we look at Carbondale, Illinois, and look at this, another display of lightning. There it is, from cloud to ground, and that was a big bolt. This happened at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale yesterday, and the lightning, it really lingers, Sam. This comes to us from Brock Harris on Instagram, and you really get an idea when you see these lightning bolts being up there for so long, just how charged these storms are. And we're looking at this once again today. Greg Postel was just saying, you know, people don't really think about the dangers of the lightning when we were talking about severe storms, but coming out of nowhere.
We just got to get folks concentrated on severe storms and out of this wintry weather now, and just get their, you know, mind set on what's ahead. We're tracking the tornado threat today across Oklahoma. Thunderstorms are expected to move through Oklahoma City this evening. If you look at the timing of it, then we're taking them to Tulsa a little bit later in the day. Oklahoma City, in this area, we've got a Torcon of about 3. And so watch that kind of move through that 7 p.m. time, just skirts across Norman and then starts to quickly move east by about 8 o'clock. If you look at Tulsa, we've got a Torcon of 5 out for this area. Watch those storms kind of dance a little bit north of Tulsa and also to the south this morning. And I'll tell you, somebody who's already up to date on this line of storms this morning is young Noah Bennetson, and also his dad, Philip. Hey, Philip, good morning. And Noah, are you with us? How are you?
Good morning, Noah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Good morning to you guys. Hey, let's talk a little bit about your TV viewing habits. I understand that whenever the weather is going to be a little bit tough, Noah, you say, no to the cartoons, let's turn on the Weather Channel. Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
It is? What do you like most about the Weather Channel? You like watching Jim Cantore track the storms?
Yeah, and I like watching tornadoes tear up cities.
Philip, it's kind of all right when you're watching on TV. It's a whole different story when it's in your neighborhood. So, Philip, let's talk a little bit about this. How did this interest happen? I mean, do you like weather? Is it one of the things that's because you like to watch the Weather Channel, or did he just pick it up on his own?
When I was a child, I loved watching the Weather Channel. I remember in '92, the Saturday morning that Hurricane Andrew hit Florida, waking up early with my dad so I could watch the Weather Channel's coverage of it then.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Local on the 8s fostered my love for jazz music. Yeah. And, you know, as a parent, you always want to pass down things to your children. And this was one of my loves that I wanted to pass down to him. And thankfully, he caught the bug.
All right, so describe this to me. And Noah, by the way, do you have your French toast sticks? I mean, isn't that the normal habit?
Yeah.
All right, so we get together with breakfast every morning, and a French toast stick is the favorite. We eat them here as well, and sometimes I look like that just before I go on TV. I'm sitting in the couch back here in the Weather Channel eating my sticks, watching the TV too. So Noah, we're looking at you right now. Hey guys, tell us a little bit about what your weather pattern is like this morning.
Well, right now we've got the windows open throughout the house, but it feels awfully stinking muggy, like we know that there's some storms coming our way.
Yeah, and we think you're very close to that line of storms. You're kind of a little bit to the east of some of the storms that'll be there today. So let's get a look at your forecast, your My Weather forecast, guys. Hey, Noah, thank you so much for being the guy who watches the Weather Channel and making Dad turn it on every morning. We appreciate you, my friend, and we'll give you a forecast for you, just for you, sir. 8 a.m. all the way through the day today. We're looking at you having some cloudy skies for sure. By the time we get to 8 p.m., you're staying pretty cloudy. You're very close to some of the storms that will dance along to the north and just to the south of you. So stay up with the Weather Channel today. We've got that line of storms possible for the next couple of days. Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Hey, Dr. Greg, we've got some brand new, speaking of thunderstorms, got some brand new warnings out.
Yes, we do, Sam. There's a cluster of storms moving across western Indiana, about ready to get into Indianapolis. Let's go and have a look at the radar because we have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Montgomery Park and Putnam counties until 8:15 a.m. Eastern time. This storm is being warned for the possibility of half-dollar-size hail and some strong winds. So Greencastle, Indianapolis, Greenwood, watch out for this storm and cluster of storms moving through your area very soon in the next hour or two. Farther to the west, like I thought they might do, SPC now issued a severe thunderstorm watch out for Missouri. A cluster of storms is moving eastward across the region, has got a couple of warnings south of KC. Look at this one right here now in western Missouri. This is for Bates and Cass County, Missouri until 7:15 a.m. This storm is moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour. Likewise, this one looks a little bit more interesting. We'll watch that as we track all these storms across Missouri and, of course, all the latest and all the severe weather. Stay tuned for Local on Your 8s. We'll be right back here on AMHQ. We'll be right back.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Pain from your day can haunt you at night. Don't let it. Advil PM gives you the healing sleep you need, helping you fall asleep and stay asleep so your body can heal as you rest. Advil PM for a healing night's sleep.
Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips are not your mom's chicken strips.
What about my mom?
I like these chicken strips.
Well, we'll see how this goes. Mom, you have an admirer. She is interested?
Okay. Chicken with a kick. Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips. This is how you Sonic.
After years of being treated like she was invisible, it occurred to Mindy she might actually be invisible. But Mindy was actually not invisible.
Ooh, what are you doing?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
She had just always been treated that
You
way.
don't have to look at me like that. There are worse things than an attractive woman touching your body. Okay.
Join the nation that sees you as a priority.
Nationwide is on your side.
Cut! We all want a living room straight out of a movie set, but what if you don't have movie star money? Or a personal stylist? Or $1 million view? Well, you can still have all the style and comfort you want with the surprisingly affordable Urban Attitudes collection from Lazy Boy. You know, I do kind of miss that view. No, I mean that one.
The bonus coupon sale. You won't believe what you'll find.
Urban Attitudes from Lazy Boy. Live life.
A little makeup can make a big difference. A big difference in how you look and how you feel. And a big difference in the lives of people living and working with cancer. When you shop QVC and CEW present Beauty with Benefits, 80% of your purchase price will help cancer and careers. A program that supports people with cancer who can and want to work. Together, we can make beautiful things happen.
The English crown has been protected for thousands of years.
You're turning a monarchy into a circus.
We are not a normal family.
The Royals, brand new Sundays at 10, only on E!
Need a new mattress? Come to El Dorado and shop Florida's largest mattress selection.
Guys, that's it. Right there. There's the tornado.
We are still in the eye. We're still trying to get to the safe place.
She is in labor right now.
We
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall. Flood advisories, flood watches, you name it.
Whoa, that'll blow you down the beach.
Of a storm.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 84. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, make sure you're looking at your TV screen. The best video of the day, a plane full of skydivers. They start out fine, but all is going well until one of them bumps into each other and loses his GoPro camera.
So the GoPro starts to fall and spin. And who knew that the GoPro would be all right and we'd be able to see what it looks like to fall? Whoa. Okay, I don't even watch. Look at how rapidly that thing spins. Now I'm not getting dizzy because now it looks like a kaleidoscope thing going on right now. But then it eventually hits the ground. The GoPro stays intact, so they're able to play this video. And the guy's dad actually found it in the field below where they were diving and replayed the video. That's it, right there.
I think you just hypnotized me with it. It free fell how many feet?
Exactly.
How many feet did it free fall?
I think it was like 10,000 feet.
10,000 feet. That's incredible.
It's wild video.
His dad found it? Was he just like underneath there? You know,
well, I'm guessing that there were a lot of people in the field and they were diving above and they were ready to do the thing, and you know they had people waiting for them like you usually do, but then you know it falls off. Yeah. And who would have thought that it would have stayed together and would not have split apart when it hit the ground? Yeah, that's a good camera. All right. We also have some brand new severe weather to talk about this morning, and wow, I'm looking at all this line that's running into Indianapolis. Dr. Greg, this is going this morning, and if you time it in to Indy at about 9:01 Eastern time.
I know you think of severe weather usually happening later on in the afternoon, but it's going on right now, especially in parts of western Indiana. Let's go have a look. Come with me. We'll take a journey over to the Mon 103 here, we call it. We've got some big storms now on the radar moving into Indianapolis. These are primarily being warned for small-ish hail, which certainly can do some damage, pea-sized hail. This warning is for Montgomery Park and Putnam counties until 8:15 a.m. So Indianapolis, big storms are headed your way. They actually earlier produced some pea-sized hail in eastern Illinois, Danville, Illinois, right on the Illinois-Indiana border, and that's what the hail looks like for you. That's some small hail, but some of those storms could have bigger hail, and even hail like that can surprisingly do some damage. Guys, so stay tuned. This is the kind of storms that will be moving through central Indiana in the next couple of hours. Farther to the west, perhaps even more substantial storms developing right across western Illinois, western Missouri, right there, just south of KC. Let's go in tight on some of those warnings there, because these thunderstorm warnings have initiated the Storm Prediction Center to go ahead and issue a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock Central Time for much of Missouri, because those thunderstorms are moving into a very unstable air mass. Will likely maintain their severe limits, I think, as we go through the morning hours. This one south of KC for Bates and Cass County, Missouri, until 7:15 a.m. Central Time, moving east pretty quickly. Hail up to perhaps the size of quarters and 50 to 60 mile per hour winds with that. Bourbon and Vernon counties in Kansas, moving out of Bourbon County, Kansas, just south of Fort Scott, over into Vernon County, Missouri, just south of Nevada. So let's now move on and see that these storms, guys, mean business, and I think they're going to continue to do so early this afternoon. Very unstable air. You want some weather geeky words? Capes, mixed layer capes, up to 3,000 joules per kilogram. That's just a lot of buoyancy, a lot of energy for these storms to get big as they move on to the east. They will hold on their integrity and bring severe weather with them all across Missouri. By 2:30 and 3 o'clock, the models continue to move those in eastern Missouri, getting through the St. Louis area later on this evening. But then look at all that stuff back to the southwest. More severe weather is expected with that development continuing through much of the afternoon. Available energy, the buoyancy, the energy for the storms will be very high, guys, all across that region. So stay tuned. An active day ahead, not just this morning, but later on this afternoon as well. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, it's going right now, and if you're waking up with a lot of thunder and lightning and even some hail this morning and those strong gusty winds, guess what? It's coming back into the area again this afternoon. Jen has all the timing on these.
Yeah, I do. And you know, we have another photo coming into us, and this one's showing you the incredible lightning display. This is out of Georgetown, Kentucky. You see the lightning there, and notice also you're seeing that green hint. This is a sign, an indication of how strong those storms are, as well as those hail that we see coming out of this. Now, this is a photo coming into us. Again, we're going to continue to see images because today we're looking at another day of severe weather. We're not just talking tornadoes, we're talking about damaging winds as well as sizable hail. But we have to break down the Torcon numbers for Wichita. Your greatest timing is going to be 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then for Springfield, the same pretty much for you, going a little bit later on, but your Torcon number's 5. That's a pretty good chance. We're talking a 50% chance of a tornado actually developing. And then we look for Wichita, Kansas. Yes, we're going to be watching you. Your storm's firing up. Your temperature is going to be so warm, very soupy out there, and it's also going to be one of those windy days. We're seeing those storms right now on the radar, and as Dr. Greg Postel just said, it looks like we're going to start to see those firing up even earlier. Springfield, Missouri, for you tonight. We'll look at that threat, and then notice by 2 o'clock, we're also going to be looking at some storms around. So even into the night, you're going to want to make sure you have that weather radio. Over to you, Sam.
All right, it's a little like everybody's house in the morning, except this husband and wife team is actually out chasing storms. We love them. We're going to get ready and talk to them a little bit later this morning as they get ready to head out for today's outbreak. You're going to hear why they're a little bit more concerned about leaving their home this time, and we're going to talk more about the timing of the storms and a lucky fan's trip to the Masters. Will they really get rain in Augusta?
Whatever their stickers say, they'll all lose suction because their filters clog. But with our sonic tips oscillating at 5,000 hertz, only new Dyson Kinetic Science won't lose suction.
Once we were dreamers, adventurers set out to discover new lands, new people, new ways. Once we were great explorers, in search of hidden treasure, secret hideouts, magic lands. The treasure is still here and waiting to inspire a new generation of dreamers. Come uncover the riches and bounty of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't.
With 2 pain fighters plus a booster, Excedrin ends headaches fast. In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes.
Oh, my headache's gone. Not gonna happen.
Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Run away with me. This award season, the red carpet has shades of green. The spotlight shines all day.
Lost soul to reverie.
And the Jeep Grand Cherokee lets you go where others can't.
Running wild and running free.
2 kids, you and me.
Now say, hey, hey.
So you end up with the best seats in the house. The 2015 Jeep Award Season event.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids.
We are never moving to the suburbs.
We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
It took James Dyson 5,000 prototypes to invent the bagless vacuum. And another 10,000 to invent the only vacuum that doesn't lose suction. Thanks to patented sonic tips. Everything else is history. Search Kinetic now.
We have been shattering records. Look at this, Sam.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 84. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 85. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Top of the hour and good Wednesday morning to you. Let's make this day amazing, and it's likely you're waking up with a little rumble of thunder, some hail, and even some lightning in the heartland today. Severe weather impacting, and some of the most dangerous weather we've seen yet this season. The warnings are out right now from the plains into the Midwest. Even California will see has been seeing some storms. We're going to get to the forecast, and we'll show you exactly who's got those warnings now. Extreme swing. If you're waking up in the Mid-Atlantic or New England, you've got a big temperature difference. Temperatures are plunging in some cases 20 degrees today from where they were yesterday. It's a raw, cold, rainy day. We'll tell you how long you're locked in it. And also dense fog from the Midwest to the Southeast this morning, popping almost as fast as the storms are. The fog reports and all the problems and pictures that folks are having this morning. New Orleans is in it. Some schools delayed in Ohio today, so we'll let you know where that foggy haze continues. We just got a picture in for some hail that's coming in them storms right now in West Lafayette, Indiana. So Dr. Greg Postel, we're talking about pea-size hail here, but I know in Kansas we've also seen that egg-size hail. So these storms are punchy this morning.
It's happening already, Sam. Normally we think of severe weather happening later on in the afternoon and evening, but right now, guys, we have some severe weather closing in on Indianapolis. Those are the hailers that Sam was just showing you in West Lafayette, Indiana. These storms are moving to the east at about 35 miles per hour. They will get into Indianapolis very soon. A lot of heavy rain, of course, lightning as well. That's perhaps one of the forgotten hazards of all this. And those pea-sized hail reports that we've seen will likely continue to probably be seen for the next couple of hours across central Indiana as this cluster of storms will hang on for a little while longer. Now let's move on over into another part of the country, much farther to the southwest, across parts of, look at this, western Missouri and eastern Kansas. A cluster of storms has moved out of that region, and I think will continue to be severe for the next several hours, at least probably through early afternoon. We have a severe thunderstorm watch out for much of Missouri. Conditions are very favorable for the production and sustenance of severe weather, including big thunderstorms with large hail and damaging winds, and possibly even a tornado or two, especially on those most southern storms. Let's look right now across parts of western Missouri for Bates and Cass County. 7:15 a.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm warning will last through them. I imagine that severe thunderstorm warning will be extended farther east into the counties in west central Missouri. Farther to the south, Vernon County, Missouri for Center, Drywood, and Nevada until 7:45 a.m. Central Time. This thunderstorm will likely produce some small hail with it, perhaps up to $half size, getting maybe even bigger as we go through the late morning hours. The reason why these storms are going to hang on is because they're moving into a very unstable air mass right now in place across this region. So that air is getting ingested into these thunderstorms and will keep them growing and maintaining themselves through the morning hours. This is what we think, at least some of the modeling suggests they will look like by about 3 o'clock. Getting into St. Louis, perhaps just to the east of Kirksville, coming back into western Illinois late this afternoon. So that cluster of storms now has to be monitored as it tracks eastward. Look at what some of the modeling does thereafter. My goodness, much more severe weather developing farther to the southwest near what's called a dry line. This is a boundary between very moist air here, much drier air. There's convergence along that dry line that will initiate thunderstorms here, and those will track up into Kansas again later on this afternoon and evening hours, where the air mass will be very unstable. So watch out. Northern Oklahoma, near Tulsa, southeastern Kansas, near Kansas City. Big storms, possibly tornadic, late this afternoon and this evening with torcons of 5 across the region. 50% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point. Very busy day. Stay tuned for all the latest. Sam, back to you.
Yeah, and Greg, we've been watching for that severe thunderstorm watch, hoping that one would get issued. And indeed, we have one now through a good part of Missouri. I'd like to see one in parts of Illinois and also Indiana, because we've got those storms rolling right now. Just saying, I'd like to see a watch out as well. Hey, the Plains is bracing for the high threat of severe weather today, this morning. We've got some active storms going on the board right now. St. Louis, it looks like you'll get storms for the second straight day today. Your Torcon this evening is a 4. Less than 24 hours after nearly 2 inches of rain fell in this area. Now, and you can see in these pictures, it flooded streets and businesses. Hail covered the sidewalks and the lawns there. Some severe weather all happening as a tractor-trailer accident shut down Interstate 44 during rush hour. So just imagine what that afternoon was like for folks who were trying to get home from there. Oklahoma, another state on alert today. We could be in the path of severe storms and some hail. Let's take you to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Our Kate Parker joins us now live. Kate, and I know you can feel it in the air. I can just see it in the air around you.
Oh, yes. Oh, you can feel the moisture, that's for sure. Very high dew points here. Now, you're waking up in Tulsa to a rather beautiful morning. We've got spring blooms in place here, Centennial Park, and you can see the skyline back off to my west. That's the direction that all eyes will be later on this afternoon and this evening as we watch that dry line develop. We watch those storms fire up across central Oklahoma and then move northeast. Now, just to our northeast, we do have some thunderstorms that are brewing right there along the Missouri border, moving off toward the west. We don't have anything going on in this immediate area, but that will not be the case all day long. Later this afternoon is whenever your risk starts to ramp up here across northeastern Oklahoma. The Torcon here, a 5 today. We definitely have the right environment. And, you know, even going through the upper atmosphere, the profiles of winds also going to see some possibilities of very large hail. We could see these thunderstorms, once they develop, very quickly become severe. So you could go from very nice conditions, clear skies, all the way to a major thunderstorm very, very quickly today. So we're going to be monitoring that. We also have the risk of thunderstorms through the overnight hours. So it's after the sun sets. You won't be able to see as much, and that goes late into the evening. So that's another big concern, that if you're a person that goes to bed pretty early, or you have kids that go to bed pretty early, you need to make sure you have your weather radio on hand and you're staying alert all the way through the afternoon and evening hours. Even though the majority of today, you're not going to be seeing all day long thunderstorms, Sam, you have to be on alert for later on tonight, because that's when we're going to be concerned about seeing some of those stronger storms. And it could be after the sun sets.
Yeah, so just everybody get your gear ready for what you would do in case we get those severe storms in the area overnight. Kate Parker will be reporting live from Tulsa all morning long, because we want to be on it. The other thing, talk about a split personality this morning.
Yeah.
The Northeast, talking about falling temperatures and that raw, damp, chilly feel.
Yeah, can't make up its mind by any means. And we're looking at areas like Boston, Sam. Get this, we could be looking potentially at some snow coming down for you, Boston. Now, I know you're hearing all about the severe weather and the warm temperatures, and you're saying, well, when are we going to get some warm weather? Right now, we have a temperature 38 degrees in Boston. The winds, look at that, gusting at 26, sustained at 21. Really pretty bit gusty across parts of the Northeast. As we show you what's going on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to be looking at the rain around. It's not going to be downpours, but the problem is it's going to be interacting with some cold air, and we'll break that down from just a moment. Not everybody is going to be looking at the potential for snow. Let's show you the radar, and here is our front. This is the backdoor front. And then notice as we look across parts of Pennsylvania, we have the rain as well as some of that wintry mix. They're really not making the surface. But the problem is once we get some of that cold air interacting with that rain that comes through later on tonight, that is what's going to be producing that chance for that wintry mix. We're talking that snow setting up for Boston. It's not going to be anything dramatic, but yes, we could be tracking that for tomorrow morning. Here's Interstate 81. This is Albany. This is 90. You can see up and down Interstate 95 really quiet right now. But as we look across parts of D.C., we have some heavier downpours. I know this is rush hour, so yeah, this means you're going to have to make sure you're heading out the door a little bit earlier this morning. And then, of course, for Hagerstown as well as into Pittsburgh, you're quiet there. But look at the warmth. Look at that, 72 degrees in Pittsburgh. A big change in separation of the temperatures, the 40s and the 50s. There's that cold air just kind of setting up and damming across parts of the mountains. Today, we have high pressure and control locking in that flow coming in from the east. At the same time, we're going to continue to see those disturbances producing the rain around as we go through today as well as tomorrow and really through the end of the week. Boston, here's your forecast. Today, you're going to see a high of 41 degrees. Your temperatures running in some of these locations across parts of the Northeast, 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what they were this time yesterday, even for those high temperatures today.
All right, Jen, we've got a continuation on a warning right now. I just want to show, we're going to do it after the break as well, but take a look around Indianapolis right now. These are some powerful thunderstorms. You got a couple of warnings on them running across the state. We'll get you up to date on this line of storms when we come back right after local weather.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 84. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds, low 73. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour.